What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Wednesday, September 4th, 2024, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 23:43 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Eastern Europe. So, what you're looking at here is a picture of dragon's teeth being installed in Lithuania along the border of Russia. So dragon's teeth are these concrete pyramids. They're about 3 feet tall, and they're used to block tanks and heavy armored vehicles. And these dragon's teeth were placed on the Niemen River along the border with Kaliningrad. Kaliningrad is a Russian province, okay, and it's sandwiched between Poland and Lithuania. So Lithuania now putting anti-tank obstacles along their border with Kaliningrad. This is very, very concerning. Also, the head of the UN nuclear watchdog agency, the IAEA, said that the cooling tower of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant that caught on fire a month ago is so damaged that it will never be put back into operation and is only suitable for demolition. So if you remember, about a month ago, that cooling tower had black smoke coming out of it, and a lot of people thought that Russian troops were burning tires inside of the cooling tower, but actually it was like a sprinkler system that caught fire for some reason inside of the cooling tower. And so now the head of the IAEA, Rafael Grossi, is saying that that cooling tower cannot be put back into operation and is only suitable for demolition. Now, the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant is the largest nuclear power plant in Europe. It has 6 nuclear reactors, and it was occupied by Russia about 2 years ago in the early stages of the war. And Russia still controls this massive nuclear power plant. So this is very, very bad news, guys. Also, Germany's military is going to put its first Iris-T air defense system into service on its own soil. This was stated by German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. And this Iris-T air defense is going to be deployed in northern Germany, which is interesting because if you remember some of my updates from like 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that Russia was sending drones into northern Germany. So looks like Germany is seriously concerned, and they've deployed Iris-T air defenses, which are used to shoot down cruise missiles. But what does Olaf Scholz know that we don't? Okay, for them to deploy Iris-T systems on their own soil is pretty serious, because those are like more of a short-range anti-cruise missile system. So it would be pretty unusual for Russia to attack Germany with cruise missiles unless it was like a serious escalation. So this is very, very concerning. Let me just read to you what Olaf Scholz said at the inauguration ceremony at a base in Todendor near Hamburg. He said, Russia has been massively rearming for many years, especially in the field of rockets and cruise missiles. Putin has broken disarmament treaties and deployed missiles as far as Kaliningrad. It would be negligent not to respond to this appropriately. A failure to act would put peace at risk. I will not allow that. Our sole concern is to deter potential attackers. Every attack on us must mean a risk for the attacker. Our concern is to secure peace here and prevent war and nothing else. And before I continue with the breaking news, I just wanted to mention the sponsor for this update, which is My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a 25% discount on their mega 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video. But this is basically like their normal 3-month emergency food supply with some extra stuff. Is freeze dried, so it lasts 25 years. It's packaged in rugged, watertight buckets that don't take up a lot of space. So it's just a no-brainer. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get 25% off of the My Patriot Supply Mega 3-month emergency food supply. And Russia's foreign ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova accused the West of direct involvement in the Ukraine conflict, labeling it as the main sponsor and instigator of Ukraine's aggression. Zakharova issued a stern warning to EU and NATO leaders, threatening immediate and extremely painful retaliation measures. So this is very, very concerning, guys, and my big concern is Putin is going to allow Ukraine to continue to take more territory in the Kursk Oblast, and he's going to just allow Ukraine to sit there and take the land and occupy it, because that's the justification that Putin needs to nuke Ukraine. Okay, according to Russia's nuclear doctrine, they can use nuclear weapons to eject an aggressor from their territory, and Ukraine has basically occupied a large portion of the Kursk Oblast. Okay, that would be like Mexico invading Texas and taking the southern part of Texas. Okay, so it's a big deal, and that's the justification that Putin would need to use the nukes, and we have to really be on high alert the next couple of weeks. And Russia is now claiming that Ukraine's commander-in-chief discussed a sabotage operation involving NATO, according to a Ukrainian soldier captured by Russian forces. The soldier claimed that the operation was aimed at the Kursk nuclear power plant and involved collaboration between NATO experts and Ukrainian specialists. So you see where Russia's going with this. They're claiming that NATO is planning some kind of a sabotage on the Kursk nuclear power plant, and that would be another justification for Russia to attack NATO. And Russia launched a massive missile attack on Lviv in western Ukraine yesterday. Apparently several people were killed, including some children, and dozens have been injured. And the Polish Prime Minister said that Poland would help Ukraine to restore Lviv after that massive missile strike and all the other strikes on Lviv. In case you guys don't know, Lviv used to be a Polish city, so it's in Poland's interest to help Ukraine restore that city, because there's a lot of Polish landmarks there, historical areas. And for some reason, Russian drones were shot down over Belarus. So looks like Russia has been sending drones into Ukraine through Belarus, and Belarus has scrambled their jets and shot them down, which is interesting. And a Japanese spy was arrested in Belarus recently. And according to the U.S. Department of Justice, Tenet Media, whose roster includes Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, and Dave Rubin, has allegedly received $10 million from the Russian government to publish content as part of a Russian influence operation. And a senior Iranian military commander warned that Israel should have no illusions about Iran refraining from retaliation. He stressed that the response will be severe, but its timing is uncertain. So we don't know if Iran has backed down, if they're waiting for Putin to give them the green light so they do a coordinated attack together, maybe with China and North Korea. And a U.S. Navy sailor has been detained in Venezuela by Venezuelan security forces. This comes just a few days after the U.S. seized Venezuela's presidential plane. And U.S. nuclear forces are still on high alert. Today we had several B-52s airborne. We had 3 B-52 nuclear bombers airborne today over the continental United States. We had a nuke sniffer in the air. These are planes that are used to detect radiation in the atmosphere. We also had a missile detecting and tracking plane up in the air at the same time as well. These planes can detect the trajectories of ballistic missiles. And we had 2 nuclear war command and control planes in the air. And one of the nuclear war command and control planes was aerially refueled off the coast of California tonight, which is pretty unusual. And it was actually communicating with this B-52 in northern Texas and eastern Texas. Very unusual to have a B-52 and a nuclear war command and control plane airborne so late at night, plus getting aerially refueled so late at night. Okay, that means that it's going to be up in the air overnight if it got aerially refueled tonight. And the last 3 nights from between 0100 to 0300 hours Eastern time, we've been seeing a flurry of nuclear attack options being broadcasted. This was like the last 3 nights in a row. So I don't know what's going on, but every night for the last 3 nights from 0100 to 0300, the U.S. has been broadcasting nuclear attack options. And we had more high priority reconnaissance in Eastern Europe last night. We had another RC-135 combat scent plane go up into the Baltics and Finland and Poland last night. We also had 2 more reconnaissance planes fly through the Baltics. We had a British reconnaissance plane and another U.S. reconnaissance plane. And we also had a sub-hunter that was flying off the coast of the Kola Peninsula, which is where Russia has their Northern Fleet base. The Northern Fleet base has 2/3 of Russia's nuclear-armed submarines, so we sent a sub-hunter there last night, so we're keeping an eye on Russia's nuclear-armed subs. We're trying to see how many of them they have in port and what the general activity level is, and that determines what Russia's nuclear force posture is, if Russia's getting ready to attack or not. And this combat scent that went through Poland, the Baltics, and Finland is a high priority reconnaissance plane. It sends intelligence directly to the president and the top generals. So if one of these is up in the air somewhere, it means something serious is going on. And it was airborne in this area 2 nights ago as well, and it was doing these loops up here in northern Finland last night. Very, very concerning, very unusual. I want to remind you guys that this picture was taken in Crimea, showing a vehicle belonging to one of Russia's nuclear forces brigades. This particular brigade is responsible for nuclear weapons delivery and maintenance and storage. So this means that Russia has nukes in Crimea, and they're getting ready possibly to nuke Ukraine. I'm very, very concerned about this, guys. And here we have some video footage coming out tonight from Moldova, showing a large number of military vehicles on the move in Moldova near the capital Chisinau. So here you can see this truck here. There's another truck. There's another one. So a bunch of these trucks moving down the highway near Chisinau. This is very, very unusual. So they must have some intelligence. Maybe Russia's about to attack them. Who knows? But this is very, very concerning. I want to just show you guys these social media influencers that were paid off by the Russian government to spread propaganda. Here we have Lauren Southern and Dave Rubin and Tim Poole, and then Benny Johnson. Okay, so these are the people that the Department of Justice has accused of being paid off by the Russian government. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just an accusation. We don't know what kind of evidence they have. It could potentially just be a politically motivated accusation because these people tend to be more right-wing. So we'll have to wait and see for more of the facts to come out, but this is very, very concerning. But that's the latest breaking news that I have. I want to remind you that I'm leaving for Poland this weekend, and I will be back on the weekend of the 22nd. So during that time, I won't be posting these daily updates, but I will be continuing my 24/7 live streams, and I will be doing regular check-ins from Poland. I'll do some live check-ins just to let you guys know I'm okay. Hopefully nothing crazy happens while I'm over there. The last few days, Russia has been sending missiles into western Ukraine, and even a drone flew into Poland. about a week and a half ago, so I'm definitely going to prepare appropriately. So if something happens, I'm going to be prepared, so don't worry about me. But that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I will be back tomorrow with more updates, and until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.